Dear friends, hope you all are well and keeping safe. Today I'm going to talk about a book called The Greatest Ever Beer Run. This is a true story, a memoir written by John Donahoe. The story is set back in the day when US was in the war with Vietnam. John Donahoe, sitting in one of the New York bar one fine day, decides to go and visit Vietnam to meet each of his friends from the neighborhood who are fighting the war and just let them know that he appreciates all the work they're doing for the nation. And his token of appreciation was to give a locally brewed New York beer. As I was reading the book, there are many lessons I've learned, and I thought I'll share those with you. The first, when you set your mind on a goal, nothing seems impossible. It is so true in this book. John Donahoe, he was not even drafted in army. Despite that situation, how he reached Vietnam, and then after reaching Vietnam, meeting some of his friends and offering them beer is a story on its own. So again, the point is, if you are believing in a goal and if you set your mind on it, nothing seems impossible. The second lesson I've learned is that when you are convinced on an idea, you can make the world convinced on the same. Reaching Vietnam was one thing. He used a ship to reach there, a merchant ship. He was a mariner, so he could reach there. But once he was in Vietnam, he has to traverse the country to find his friend. It's not like an address is going to. He doesn't even know where his friend is fighting, which war they're fighting. And Vietnam is a big country. So, to do that, he has to take help from the local US military who are deployed, or the NATO nation, or the private companies who are servicing them. It was a war torn country, and to find that way and means to travel around and making them believe on his idea. Imagine this, if he walks up to someone and says, "Hey, I'm here to visit friend in a war torn country," everyone will laugh. And on top of it, if he says, "By the way, I'm here to offer them a beer to tell them that we care," no one will believe him, right? But he was so strongly believing in the idea and the thought, he could believe the entire world. The local Vietnamese, the people who are supporting the war from the NATO standpoint, and the US military will traverse around the country by road, by air to get his mission done. The third point is the most striking one, and it kind of struck me, and it was with me for a long period of time. Is doesn't matter how difficult the situation is, you can be always kind, and kindness is natural thing. You don't have to force it on yourself. There are two situations I will quote from the book. One was when he visited one of his friend who was into some communication business next to a big artillery base. He visited him, he offered him the beer. He comes back to the main city, and next day this place was bombed. He was very concerned about the friend. The situation is not right, and not the right time to travel back to that particular zone. But he did so. Despite the situation, he goes there and he tries to find out that his friend is okay or not. It's a great show of kindness in terms of what he truly believes and how he has executed upon it. Second was there was a truce period between the Vietnamese rebellion and the local government, which is supporting the NATO nation, because there was a Vietnamese New Year, and the truce was broken by the rebellion, and the entire city and Vietnam was in war. And because of that, everything was closed down. There was no food supply. The local zoos where the animals were there were no one to feed them. And in a situation like this, he incidentally had a friend who was on a ship with boatload of food. The food was not getting offloaded because of the strike and the situation the country was in. He had a friend there from the past, and every day he used to travel there just to collect food for the people back there. Some of them were Vietnamese, some were fighting the war somewhere in the local hotel. And he also at once tried getting food for the animals in the zoo. That's the kindness that he showed. And he was fighting against the time there. I mean, traveling to a ship in a war-torn country is not easy. He was in a direct sight of people who could have struck him or hit him or killed him. The fourth one was never lose hope. And I know this is told many times. There are many books written, many stories told, and it is time and again proven. And in this book also, this was proven again, that never, never, ever lose hope. John Donahoe was there only for 3 days. He took a 3 days, excuse from his captain in the ship to come back so that he can meet his friend. He was delayed and the ship left. So he was stuck in the country, and then he didn't have a proper passport. And to leave the country, he wanted a passport. So after a lot of hard battle and everything, months of battle, he gets his passport and he finds a way to go to Philippines. The day he was supposed to go to Philippines, the war happens. They actually attacked the U.S. embassy as well. So everything was closed. He didn't have money, neither a job. He was stuck in Vietnam, no support organization. Neither he was in the army that army can take care of him, and he was stuck by himself. But he never lost hope. He kept trying. He kept finding his way out, and finally he finds a ship to go to Philippines and back home from there. And the final point that I want to highlight is war is never an answer. No matter what, no matter how pious the cause is, I strongly believe war is never the answer. In this particular book, you'll see that from the US standpoint, the people who are getting drafted, they are young boys from high school, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids who are going to Vietnam, and thousands of them got killed. Similarly, on the Vietnam side, a lot of the civilians got killed, and a lot of the rebellions got killed as well. And I strongly believe that there are other ways and means you can end a war or you can avoid a war, and war is never an answer. So, with that, I want to conclude. Hope you like what you heard, and truly appreciate you giving your time and listening to my channel. If you do like so, give it a like, follow if you have not followed, or pass the message. Thank you once again. Take care now. Bye.